So, as planned for today's session, I must say that there are plenty of evaluation tools that teachers can access to understand how their students are learning in the classroom and how they are progressing throughout their curriculum. You may find several softwares, several apps are available, and there are some online website as well that you can access and start working on for creating various quizzes. You can have surveys. It is possible to run some mix and match exercises. Variety of things you may find over there. Since there are unlimited tools that we can access, but because we have a limited duration in the session, so instead of talking about so many tools in one go, because our main goal is to understand at least one two tools very particularly, so that you can use them in your classes further. So instead of working on so many tools, I have targeted three main tools for this session that I will be explaining you in detail, that how you can use them for various types of sessions, to assess student performance, to evaluate how they are learning, and to understand their progress journey, so that you can make any changes in your teaching practices and you can improve their outcomes. So the three things that I have involved includes hot potatoes. The first thing I will be covering that can help you to assess students on 5 different grounds, and how you can use this platform for creating different exercises to evaluate student performances, that I will be talking about. Secondly, I will be talking about this quizzes platform. This is one of the most popularly used website on which you can log in and start creating different type of quizzes and start sharing those quizzes directly with your students to get some information about how they have understood the session and what they are uh, in the current stage, and how you can progress further with their learning process. And the third one we have is Mentimeter with us. This can also help you to create a variety of quizzes, and you can share them with different students further. Other than this, there are several survey type platforms you may find, such as we have Answer Garden is there. Survey platforms specifically are designed. You can create some brainstorming sessions with the students. So there are unlimited options. But considering the limitation of a small duration session, let me begin first of all with hot potatoes. This is the official website where you can learn about the software. There are some essential information about the versions of the software available. And the good thing is that you can also download it easily on your system. The remaining two tools that I will be discussing, them you can use online directly. However, with this hot potatoes, you can install the app on your system. It doesn't take more time. It just take a few seconds to install and get ready on your system. So you can just click on this hot potato 7.0 installer, and it will be immediately available on your system. So you can just hit on next button, the normal installation process that we have generally with most of the tools, and it will be ready on your system. Since I have already installed it, so I'm not going to follow all those processes. But yes, if you want to do it, it won't take much time. Less than 1 minute it will take. You just have to click on this and it will begin your this application installation on your system. And after that, you have to, such as if I save this particular setup exe file, it is the executive file that we have for installing any new application or software on our system. So on this you have to click once it is available on your system. So this will ask you to perform some essential changes on the system, and accordingly you can once your application is ready on your platform, such as I have it right here, you can click on setup and it will ask you to make some changes to your system, and accordingly you can proceed further. Currently, I'm just opening it from my already installed app. So I'm just clicking on this Hot Potato 7. This is seventh version of this software that I'm using currently. So I'm just double clicking on it. Once you have installed it, you are ready to use it within 1 2 minutes. So this is the first window that you will have on your system while working on this hot potatoes. What it has basically, first of all, there are 5 different options that you can use. As I'm hovering my mouse over these, you can see there is slight change in color. So they have just created this platform where you can access these 5 types of exercises. You can create such exercises for your students, and they will further perform actions on these exercises, such as you can share quizzes, you can have some mix and match exercises, you can have fill in the blanks, you can have some crosswords for them. For each one of them, you can share the little app with them, and they will perform activities on that app that you have created with them, and they can share results back to you. So how it all starts, you have to create your exercises using these 5 elements, and then either you can share those elements directly from your this creation, or you can combine all these 5 using this measure, and it will create 5 in 1 exercise for you that you can further share with your students. So let us start first with hot potatoes, because this is one of the most interesting tool, and it gives you 5 different options to create exercises for students. And then we will be moving to 2 different online platforms. So let me start first off with all with this quiz part. So there is a option J quiz. You just have to click on this directly, and it will open this platform. When this platform is available to you, you are ready to create your quiz. On this particular screen, you have to enter your options, your questions, and then you can enter any number of questions inside this. This tool is free to use, and you can create any number of questions in this quiz and then share them with your students. And there are options to create a variety of questions, such as from this top right corner, you will find multiple choice questions, or it can be short answer question, it can be hybrid or multi-select questions. These are some of the most commonly used question types for student evaluation purpose. So let us start first with multiple choice question. So I have prepared some random set of questions over here to make this session relevant with real-time exercises. So first of all, we just have to give a title for this exercise. So let us talk, it is a test quiz, a random title I'm giving. Then we have to enter the first most question that we want to provide to the students. So this is, I am entering as a question, and there are 4 different options I want to give for each one of them. So I'm entering them one by one. Like first I have copied here, and then second I have added over here, third, and then this fourth one. So these 4 options I have added. If you want to put more options, you can use it from these arrows. You can add more options from here as per your requirement, such as D, E, F, any number of options you can enter. If you want to provide a specific feedback with each one of these answers that may be required in some quizzes, because you may need to provide some hints or some information to the students when they attempt this question, so that feedback you can enter over here. Otherwise, you can keep this empty. So I'm putting it empty right now because I need not to provide any feedback for this basic type of question. The last column that we have is for settings. This is to mark which answer is correct, because when students will use this particular platform for marking their answers, they will get their scores side by side, that how they are performing, if they are answering it right or wrong. So accordingly, while creating your quiz, the first thing that you need to do is you need to mark right answers for each question on teacher's end. So, for example, as I have added a question over here as which one of these is a hardware. So, as A is the right option, so I just have to check mark this first one from the settings part. It means that if a student answers A, then his answer will be marked correct automatically. So, this is how I have entered my first question. Side by side, we need to save our project. Don't forget to save it. So I'm giving it a name like Quiz only. That is a name of the app, and I'm saving it on my desktop. It automatically saves file as JQZ file. So it will save it right on your this portion. We can see here it has saved our this JQuiz file. Now let me enter second question. So for this, we just have to click on this question one option is available over here. I just need to take it to question number 2 by clicking on the upper arrow. So if I want to get back to question 1, I need to go hit the downward arrow. Otherwise, I have to go to upward arrow and it will take us to the next question that we can enter from here. So I have added one more random question over here. I'm just copying it and putting all the options. So these are the 4 options that I have added over here. And then we have to mark the correct answer as we have done previously. So I'm marking it right here as B is the correct option. So correct check mark I have added over here. Now for the next one, let us create a maybe short answer type question we want to add for the next one. This one we have already marked as multiple choice, and now I have to go to third question that I want to create a short answer type question now. So for this, I have now clicked here short answer type question. The platform will stay as it is because it is not going to change its appearance on changing the question type. But yes, how you need to enter the answer now. So for that, let us pick any question from here. I'm picking up this one. The world's smallest country. This is the question I have added over here. And the answer for the correct answer, since this is a short answer type question, so we need to provide only one answer right now because we want student to type this particular answer into the platform while attempting this question. So the platform is sensitive to spellings, so the students need to be taken care of this particular aspect also. They need to put right spellings, otherwise their answer will be marked wrong. So this is another way of assessment we can have with this platform. We can also have a test over their English language. And for this short answer, since I want to add only one answer over here, so I need to mark correct over here. In case if you have any alternative answer for this short answer type question, or maybe there is a different spelling also possible for this particular answer, you can put that in B and also mark that one correct, so that when students are typing their answers in both ways, both spellings that are acceptable for your answer, they may enter in that way and that will be accepted as correct answer. So you can put any number of short answers over here, and the system, the software will create a match with whatever students have entered while attempting this particular quiz. So I'm not adding more questions right now since we need to do so many things in this class. So I have entered three questions in this quiz. And the next thing now we can do is let us adjust appearance of this quiz now. So for that, what we have to do is we need to go to this configuration setting, which is available besides this help option. So here we find this configuration setting. We need to go to this, and here we have to enter appearance tab. There are so many configurations that you can adjust, that is your choice, but generally you may require to adjust appearance and timer. These two things are most commonly required. Other options, that is based on your choice. If you want to make some enhanced configuration settings, that you can do. So we can deal with appearance over here, and for that, let us take navigation bar color. I want to choose like this one, any random colors I'm picking up here. And for the background color, maybe I want to pick this color. And then for the exercise background, let us pick maybe this one color. So any default colors, or you can pick, or maybe you can choose from the entire rainbow that you have for the colors. So appearance setting I have done. Second thing is set timer for this exercise. Why you may require this timer is basically when students are going to attempt this quiz, how much time you want to permit them to attempt all the questions. So for that, we just need to click on timer tab in the configuration menu. And from there, we have to check mark set a time limit for this exercise. By default, it is deactivated, but we need to check it, and then this portion will be activated. Where, for example, I want to add 3 minutes, maybe 1 minute per question I want to give, or as per your evaluation technique, you can put it here. When time is over, this message will be displayed to the students. And now I have to just click on OK. So I have saved my configuration settings. And next thing, what we have to do is, because we want to share this quiz with the students who may be on the remote locations or maybe in classroom, so we may need a particular link or a kind of application that we can share with them further. So for that, what we have to do is we need to export this particular quiz, and this hot potatoes platform allows you to export all your creations in HTML file format, so that you can open them on any of your web browsers. So if I click on this button, right below manage, there is a downward arrow. And beside that, we have export option, which says export to create hot potatoes version 7 web page. You can also press F6 directly. That will also help you to export it. So I'm just clicking on this option, and it asks me to save a HTML file now. Earlier, for the same exercise, I have saved a JQZ file, which is the original extension that this hot potato platform follows. And the second file we need to create is a HTML file. For each exercise, we will be following same trend. So as soon as I click on this save option, I'm saving it with the same name, JQuiz. So it will open this window. You can view your exercise instantly on the browser. So you can check what you have created and how it may appear to the students. You can check by attempting that. So that will be a kind of demo the teacher can have, that what exercise they have created and how it may appear to the students. So let us view the exercise in browser. So for that, I just have to click on this. If you are sure that you have created it right and need not to see, so then you can create on nothing. So I'm just going to check it so that we can have a view what we have created. So click on view this exercise. So it has just instantly opened the exercise on my browser automatically. So this was the title that I have assigned. And then this exercise time will immediately start as soon as student click on the link. So this is the timer. Then we have 3 questions. So it is displaying 1 out of 3. Here we have options, and this is the question that we have entered. So now student need to mark the right answers. They just need to click on this question mark. So for example, if for the first question this one is a right, so as soon as student hit on the right button, they will get this information: correct, your score is 100%, and you have completed first question. Click OK, and then using this particular button they can go to the next question. So moving to the next question, 2 out of 3. From here, what do you call the brain of the computer? The next question I have added and just marking right on the option B. And they say you have marked next question. So for all three, now the third question, as I have added as a short answer type question. So now you can see that it is asking me to type answer over here. There are few other options also: show answer, hint, or check. So hint, if I click on this hint option, it will show me the first letter of that answer. So students can get hint of what they have to enter. But what is the addition in that? If student click on this hint option, their marks will be reduced by some percentage. So you will instantly come to know that students have used hint, or this particular student has used hint, and that is why the marks has been reduced by a certain percentage. So for example, I'm clicking on this hint option and it shows the correct letter in this answer is V. That was because the answer was Vatican City. So it has displayed the first letter over here. So maybe now as I have got the hint, so student can put right answer. So as you have seen in the previous questions, we were getting 100% score. But now if I try to check my answer, it says score is 96% and answer is correct because I have used a hint. So this is how the score has been reduced. The same thing will happen on students' end. I will show you that how you can share it further with the students also. First, we will create all 5 exercises. So clicking on OK, and we have completed the questions for this quiz because first it has not marked since the server was busy in between. So now it has completed all the questions, and the answer, this particular answer, students can send you as a screenshot showing that what they have achieved and in how much time they have attempted their question. So they can attempt it on their phone as well as on their web browser. Both options are there, and they can send you the screenshot and you can keep them in your files to have a quick access to evaluation reports of all the students. So this is the first thing we have created with the help of hot potatoes. And for this particular exercise, now you can see here that this Z quiz and this J quiz, 2 files have been saved over here. One is my HTML file and other is my jquiz file, the original file for this software. Now let us go to the second platform. I'm just closing this quiz one. I have to save the changes, whatever we have made on the appearance part. Now let us create another exercise. Like for example, I want to create J cross. This is a crossword exercise we can create for the students. So depending upon what type of subject you are teaching, you can have different type of crosswords for this. I'm using a random option over here. First of all, we need to enter title. We always need to put a title in the exercise because when we go to the measure, when we create a combined 5-in-1 exercise, students will be able to access it only with your title. If in your certain exercise title is missing, they will not be able to access that in the measure. So title is must. So here I am putting a title like solve the crossword. And then we have to go to manage grid. In this one, what we have to do, because we need to add the crosswords into this, so I'm just going to manage grid, and inside that automatic grid maker, because we would allow this software to create an automatic grid for all the words that we are going to enter into. So I'm just clicking on this, and now it is asking me to enter a set of words or phrases that we would like to put inside the grid. So let me pick some random words that I have added over here for this crossword exercise. Here I have added some random set of words to create the exercise. So there are 6 different words: sun, skin, notebook, protein, bottle, and then camera. These 6 words I have added over here. And now we can make the grid. While entering your words, always make sure that you have to put them in separate lines. Accordingly, they will be distributed in your grid. So as soon as I click on this make the grid, here is a random grid it has created for my crosswords. Now, the next thing is that we need to put some clues for the students so that they can solve this particular crossword. So to add those clues, we just have to go on this add clues option where a key is placed, because in order to solve crosswords, you might have solved them on newspapers, etc., in some online platforms also. We always need some clues. So let us add those clues by clicking on this add clues option. Here we have distributed all the words that we have created. So one by one, we will be entering clues into them. First, we have this sun option. So I'm putting it side by side on both platforms. For sun, let us take this. What is that shines in day and provides light? I'm just clicking on sun option right here and entering my option in this description box. If you look at this clearly, the option for which I am entering my clue has little different color, a little bit grayish color. So accordingly, it will be attached to it. So I have entered my clue right here, and then I have to hit OK, and instantly it will be appearing right in front of that word for which I have entered this clue. Now the next thing is for maybe this notebook, because this is the next word we have over here. So let us pick this hint from here. Now I have to click on this notebook option. So it will be highlighted, and entering my clue for this one. Hit OK, and it will be assigned to the respective word instantly. Few of them are distributed in the lower box. So this is a random distribution. You need not to worry about this, that how they are distributed. You just have to put clues inside. So the next option I have selected is camera. And for camera, let me put the option hint like what helps us to capture images. So clicking on this, and the clue has been entered. Next one, we have protein. So let us pick this one. So I'm just clicking on this protein option and then entering my clue. So it has been assigned. And one more we have is bottle. So for that also, I'm selecting bottle option and entering my clue over here. Then last one we have is skin. So the organ that covers our body. So I'm just clicking on this skin option and entering this particular hint in my box and clicking on this. So you can see that each one of them have a clue now, and ultimately I have to click on OK. So we have entered all the clues right now, and then we can adjust the configuration setting. Again, we have to follow the same procedure. We just have to click on this configuration option right beside the help button. And from there, we have to go to appearance settings. I'm just picking up some random colors to add into this. So for example, we have added these colors, and for exercise background, I'm putting this color. So these are few random colors that I have added. And similarly, we have to put a timer. And for this, we just have to set time limit for the exercise. So let us say we are giving 5 minutes to the students to solve this exercise. And ultimately, we have to click on OK. And after this, we have to export this quiz to check this particular crossword to check if it is working fine. Before that, I'm saving this exercise on my desktop. For that, I'm giving it name jcross, and now the extension will be jcw, because this is the auto-generated extension for each one of the hot potatoes file. Clicking on the save button, and then we have to export it. So for that, I'm just clicking on this export button, as I have told you all earlier. And then this HTML file we are saving on the same platform. I'm saving it on the desktop right now. And it asks us to view the exercise in the browser. Clicking on that, and this is the exercise that we have created, and you can see this is the title that we have given. This is the time limit that is running right when the platform has opened on the web browser, and there is some instruction they have given to solve it, and then we have to just start attempting it. Let us see that on the student end we are trying to attempt it. So how we can do that? Just click on the number 1 and it shows hint. What helps us to click beautiful images? So maybe that is a camera. So I'm entering that, or we can go for hint also, but hint will obviously reduce marks of the student. So they can enter the name directly. So here we have that entry. Now let us do it for a second one. So I have to just click on the number for which I'm trying to solve it. So students need to follow the same procedure. Click on this. So it says what nutrient plays essential role in muscle building. So let us add it as protein and enter. So it has filled the option. Now for maybe fourth, I want to solve it. So you can see that this fourth block is aligned horizontally as well as vertically. So when I have clicked on this fourth option, it has given me two hints. One is across, one is down. So across is the one for this horizontal empty space, and the down is for these four letters that we have to enter downwards. So the first one, it says what is that shines in a day and provides light. So as it requires 3 words, so students can guess that it is the sun. And second one, the organ that covers human body, since it requires 4 letters, so they can put the answers and we have to enter it. And you can see it is filled right here. Similarly, for the remaining ones, I'm putting up the answers. For the fifth one, we have I have entered each one of them, and now it is ready. So students can now check their scores. So here, this is ready, and they can provide you screenshot of this attempt. Sorry. They can provide you screenshot of this attempt to show that they have got 100% score within this much time limit. So the timer has been freezed when the exercise check they have done. So they can provide this screenshot to you. Now let us create another exercise with this particular platform, since it has 5 different options. So I'm just closing this one right now and moving ahead with maybe JMix exercise. This is to create a evaluation platform with jumbled sentences. So I'm just clicking on this, and let us see how we can create some jumbled sentences to check some efficiency of students to arrange them. So I'm putting a title over here, arrange the jumbled sentences. And then I'm picking up a set of sentences from here. I have created some examples already to save some time. So this is the sequence of sentences I have created first. You might have solved these type of exercises several times already, and you might have given these to students, but how you can do this with software, that is really interesting to know. So here I have created a sequence of sentences such as, today I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I did my morning exercises, I cooked my breakfast, I got ready for the work, I ate my breakfast, and now I'm ready to drive to work. So these are the sequence of events that I have arranged over here. I need students to arrange them in right sequence. But sometimes there are chances that there is an alternate sequence also. So maybe if not in this sequence, students may be allowed to create an alternative sequence, so that we have to put in this portion. In left side we have main sentence, and in right side we have alternate sentences. So I have created a alternative sequence of sentences where I have just shuffled one part. Such as in this one, we had fourth option as I got ready for my work and then I ate my breakfast. But in this particular, the alternative one, I have just switched these two options. So students, if you want to allow them to arrange it in two different ways and both may be marked correct, other than this, if they arrange it in any other sequence, that will be marked as wrong. So this is the option we have created for jumbled sentences. So very simple, we have to just enter the sequence of sentences in a separate line, and then we just have to go to the configuration settings and entering some random options in this to adjust some background colors or the exercise colors. I have added some random options inside, and similarly for the timer, maybe again 5 minutes I want to allow them. Hit OK, and then click on export option again. So clicking on the export option, and here I have to save it as JMix. The HTML file I have saved, it just gives a random warning over here that says if you want to keep the letters in capital letter, or the sentences that we are creating that should start with a capital letter, so that is fine. So we can hit on yes, and then it will show us the exercise in the browser. So view the exercise in my browser, and this is the jumbled sentences we have created. Now students just need to pick them up in the sequence. If they have done something wrong, maybe they realized in between, they can undo that and they can restart, or they can have some hints also, but yes, hints will reduce their marks. So let us pick up these randomly. I'm just picking up some random sentences from here and see what it does. So these are the random sentences I have selected, and let us check. So it says, sorry, try again. This much of your answer is correct. So only first portion is correct and remaining all are wrong, because I have entered them randomly without checking the right sequence. So it says you have done it wrong. If students are allowed to attempt it again, so they can start doing that. They can hit on the right sequences, so and then they can check, and then they can present you the answers. So this is the third type of exercise we have created with hot potatoes. Now let me save this one again, because we will be using this file later. So I have saved it now and closing this portion. Getting back to now, let us create a J match exercises. This is a matching exercise that you can provide to the students. We often provide such type of exercises to the students where they have to just arrange some unordered sequences from right to left. So the same thing they have to do right here. So let us add title of the exercise like match the following. This is a random title I'm putting over here, and then we have to add the left and right side ordered sequences. Now you can see here that on the left sides we have to add ordered items, and on the right side there will be jumbled items. You just have to keep in mind that you will be entering everything accurately. The left side portion will be shown to the students. Right side portion, they have to choose from the drop down menu. So the software is automatically going to jumble them up as per the software commands. So you need not to worry about that, how you have to jumble them. You just have to put right sequences in both portions. So I have added a sequence right here. You can see that this sequence I have created for currencies. Like first I will put here India, and then for this I am entering currency name as rupee. Secondly, I'm entering Spain and the right currency choice for this. Similarly for Japan, I'm entering currency choice. And next we have Dubai. For that also, I'm putting up my options. And last one I have added over here is Canada. And for this I have added, you can put more number by just clicking on this, but since I'm creating it only for the 5, so I have kept it only up to 5. Now what next options you may find here is, if you want to create a sample for students, maybe you are creating a lengthier exercise and students are going to attempt it for the first time. So if you want to give them an idea about what type of matching they want to do, so you can fix one of these. Like for example, one fixed one you can give them as the first one. So for that you just have to click, you just have to check mark this fix option for that first one. So when students will be attempting it, they will get first one as already matched. So they will have an idea that what type of matching this exercise requires. So as they will come to know that for India they have matched rupees, so they will come to know that yes, it is a currency matching exercise. So accordingly they can match the remaining. If you don't want to give them any hint, and this is maybe on a specific topic that students already know that what they have to do, maybe for today you have taken certain class for a specific topic, and then in the evening you have shared this quiz with them for today's session. So in that case you need not to fix the option. So we just are removing that check mark from the fix option. And on the last one, here you will see some question marks. So these are the question marks that students will see on their screen before starting their matching exercise, because they just have to fill these question marks with the right answer by creating a match. So this is the final thing we will have for this match exercise. Again, we can handle the appearance part. So let us add some random information again over here. I have picked up some colors. After this, I have added this one. So these are some random colors I have added. Then we have to set the timer again. The same procedure we have to follow for this one. I'm clicking on OK, and these are the items ready with me. I can export them. Let us give it a name as JMatch. And let us save it, and now we are ready to view our exercise. As you can see, there are very simple steps that you have to follow, and your exercise will be ready in a minute to share with the students. So be careful when you choose the colors, since I have selected some random colors over here and they are very light on the screen. So while selecting your colors, be careful with this so that students can also have a proper appearance of whatever you are trying to give them. The timer has started and the students must be ready to work on this. Now you can see that here everything that we have entered on the left side of that window. That, let me show you. Towards this side we have entered country names, so they are appearing right here. And on the other side we had those jumbled items that we have added right over here, but now they are jumbled in the sequence. So the question marks are appearing, and in the drop down menu students can find these options that they have to match as per the type of exercise that you have. So let us start attempting it. For the first one, let us pick up the options one by one. So in the same manner, students have to attempt it. So I have just entered some random options over here, and then students can click on check, and it says your score is 100% correct, and they can send you the screenshot of this. So be careful with the color of the or the appearance of your exercise, so that these things are visible to you as well then when they send you the scores. So now we are done with the fourth exercise available with hot potatoes. I'm just going to save this exercise as well, giving it a name as J match. Now we have the last exercise with our hot potatoes, that is J close. So I'm clicking on this now, and it will allow you to create some fill in the blanks options or exercises in which you can allow students to fill the particular gaps. So let us give title of this exercise. So I have entered this over here. Then in the second portion, this description, I have to enter the specific questions that you want to attempt. So for that, I have added over here a set of sentences that I want to use as fill in the blanks. So the four sentences I have added over here. You have to put every sentence in a new line for which you want to create fill in the blanks. So accordingly, I have added four sentences over here in the description box. Now the next thing is to create the gaps that will be filled by the students. Currently, they are complete sentences. The answers are within the answers, within these sentences. So in order to create gaps, there are multiple options you can see on the bottom of the screen. One is to create a gap. There is a button that lists gap. You can delete the gap if you think that some gap has been ended improperly. You can delete that. You can clear all the gaps altogether, or it is possible to have an auto gap option, or you can, once you have created the gaps, you can check them with show words. So these are multiple options you can have on your screen, and you can start working with this. So let us see for the first one. As the first sentence says, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was the 11th president of India. And maybe for this one, I want to create a gap with India. So I just have to select the particular word that I want to put in the gap, and then hit on this gap option. And you will see that that particular word has now turned into red color, and a new window has appeared on the screen where the gap, it says in this sentence there is only one gap. The word containing that gap is India. And if you want to provide any clue for this particular answer, then you can provide that, a hint or a clue to the students. Other than this, if your this particular question or the fill in the blanks question has multiple correct answers, that you can put in the alternative correct answers option below. So there are multiple things that you can try. As I have already told you that it is sensitive to spellings also. So if for any thing there are two possible spellings, so you may have to enter them in alternative correct answers. So maybe in clue, I want to add like a spiritual country, a random clue I have added over here. So I'm just hitting on OK button. And now the first gap has been created right here. For the second sentence, for example, we have he was born in Rameshwaram in 1931. So for that, let us create a gap, maybe for this Rameshwaram. I'm creating a gap over here. So it shows that this is for the second sentence. We have created the gap, and the word for which the gap has been created is Rameshwaram. And the clue that we want to add It can be like anything you can want to add related to this. If you don't want to add clue, then you can keep it empty, that there will be no problem. If you don't want to provide a clue to the students, that you can avoid. Now we can see that for this Rameshwaram, this is a spelling, a specific spelling they have. Or maybe you want to permit random another option for spelling, like if they do not enter it like sh, only s is allowed also. So that is option. I'm just picking up a random case over here. So I have said that both these options are valid since they will be typing their answers. So click on OK for this. Similarly, for the next one, it says Dr. Abdul Kalam is known as Missile Man of India. So I'm putting a gap on Missile Man, and now I'm not adding any clue for this. So click on OK. And last one is he joined the Indian Space Research Organization in 1969. So I'm putting a gap for the year by the end. So click on this gap option for here, and clue, maybe I'm entering between 1967 to 1973. A random clue I have added, that a year that is between this and this they have to put up here. So okay, now you can see that there is a red mark in every sentence. So we have created the gaps over here. Now we are ready to deal with the appearance settings. So for that, we have to go to configuration, go to appearance, and again, I'm just putting up some random settings over here. For the background, I'm picking up some random color. Similarly, for exercise background, I'm putting up this color. So this is the appearance they are showing right now, and the timer I have fixed is for maybe uh, 5 minutes. And then I have clicked OK. And again, we have to export the exercise to web browser. So I'm just clicking on this button and giving it a name like J Close, which is original name. You can give any name as per your choice. So just click on this and it will view the exercise on the platform. So here you can see all the marks that we have created. There is a gap to type the answer at that particular position where we have created that gap. So for the first one, let us enter this. Or maybe if student wants to use hint, you can see that for two questions where we have added hint, there is a question mark by the end. For the remaining two, there is no question mark since we have not provided a hint in this case. So maybe if they want to know hint, I can click on this. So this was the clue that I have given to them. So they can see, okay, this is a clue. They can enter the output accordingly. So for the next one, I have added this one. So I'm putting the information over here and then click on check. Since I have used a hint in this, so it has reduced my score by a certain percentage depending upon the weightage of each question. So it now says that all the answers are correct, but the score is 87% since I have used hint in this. So students can again send you this output. Now we are ready with all 5 exercises on our Hot Potatoes platform. The next thing that we have to do is I have saved each one of them as hot potatoes file as well as HTML file. The next thing we need to do is if you want to share these files individually with the students. So here are so many folders that we have created right now. So if you want to share them individually, you can share the HTML files with them. Or if you want to create a 5-in-1 exercise with all these 5 type of exercises that you have created right now, you can use the mesher right here. So instead of sending individual exercise, let us create a mesher. The technique to send them will be same whether you use a mesher or you use a individual exercise. So let us create a mesher over here. I'm just clicking on this option. It will open a new window for the mesher. As the name indicates, it will mesh all the exercises into the same platform. So for this, what we have to do is there is a window that asks you to add files. So on the bottom of the screen, you will find a add files option. We just have to click on this and then go to the specific folder. And here we see all the files. Make sure you pick files that have HTML version. So you will be picking up them, or you can simply drag and drop them. That is also another option. So for example, instead of using add files from here, let us pick them from this position directly. So these are the 5 HTML files we have. So I'm putting them here. Okay. So it will require you to accept all these files. So I'm clicking on OK. So these are all my files now available over here. And then I have to hit on build unit. Once all the exercises are available over here, we have to click on build unit. And it says it just take a second to build your entire unit, and then it says would you like to view the unit now. So yes, and it will take you to the platform. Since the color combinations we have used improperly over here, so it looks like this, but if students hover over this, they can find all the 5 exercises over here. So as I have told you in the beginning that what title you have given to each exercise, accordingly these will be arranged. So the name of the title is appearing over here, and students can click on any one of these, such as maybe they want to attempt fill in the blanks first. So they can click on this and the exercise will open on their end. They can go back and try solving the second one. Then we have one more over here. So this is the entire set of exercises we have that students can start using now. But the next thing now is the teachers may have a query that because we have created this exercise using a software hot potatoes that was on our system, now how we can share it with the students on some other end, whether they have hot potatoes or not. So when you have created these exercises in HTML file format, you can share them with the students using different platforms. You can either put it through their social media groups, you can share through Google Classrooms, you can share through Moodles, or any online platform you can use to share this exercise with them. What you have to do is, let me open one, for example, Google Classrooms we will try, because there are multiple options. We have already done in the previous sessions your Google Classrooms and Moodle, etc. You just have to drag and drop the files over there. So I'm just picking up a test class from here that we have already created, and I want to assign them this quiz as, or these 5 set of exercises as a classwork. So I just have to click on this create option, and then maybe a assignment I want to name it as. So it says weekend assignment. I have given it a title, attempt before maybe any deadline we want to give, any instruction that you want to give to the students. And then we have to go to the upload option, and from there we need to browse the specific file, the measure file. This index was the name of that measure HTML file. If you want to use any independent exercise, you can choose that, such as JQuiz or JMatch. Make sure you pick up the HTML file only. So I'm just picking up this index that was our complete mashed up file. So clicking on this, and it will take just a few seconds to browse, and your HTML file is ready here, and you can now assign it to different students. So you can do remaining exercise adjustments like grading, etc., that we have already studied in Google Classroom. So now the weekend assignment is available here with the students. But now on their end, how it will appear? There is one twist in this that you have to keep in mind, because most of the teachers get stuck with this. When students need to open it on their mobile phone or web browser, they can do it on both platforms. They can send you scores from mobile phone as well as their web browser. But when they will click on this file on their platform, they will get a this type of coded file. First of all, they will get this type of coded file. So need not to worry that your system is not working. No problem in that. This is how it will look like in the first attempt. What students have to do next is, when they are working on their mobile phones, they will click on these three dots right here, and here they will get the option open in new window. So they just have to click on this open in new window option, and it will immediately take them to the file that they want to attempt. And in this, they can download it. Once they have opened it in a new window, they will be allowed to download this particular file. So they will download this HTML document. You can see that it is now saved as index within bracket 1. So I'm just saving it, and the same file I'm clicking on. If you can use it through your mobile phone also, it will work in the same manner. So you just need to click on this and it will open the same index 1 file I have used instead of my original file. It will not require students to install hot potatoes on their mobile or their desktop. They can use it with their browser in this manner. Just make sure when this coded file opens, they have to download it, or in mobile phones, when they click on open in new window, it will be directly opened in their browser. So both options are there, either download file or simply click on open in new window. So for mobile phones as well as for the uh, laptops or computers that they want to use. So this was for our first type of exercise that we have done with this platform. The second we need to do is with quizzes. So let us move to the second platform right now. Uh, uh, Kindly excuse me for just 1 second. I need to connect charger. Just 1 minute. I will. So yes, we are now going to work with the second question type of student evaluation platform, that is your quizzes platform. I hope with the hot potatoes, you all are fine and you have understood something interesting in that, because that is one of the most amazing tool you can have for student evaluation. You can use it in classroom as well as for the online assessment. But the only problem with that is you need to ask students to share their screenshot for attempted questions. But the online platforms that now we are going to discuss include quizzes and your mentimeters. They allow you to share the performance in real time basis. So whenever they are trying to attempt something, you will get a real time assessment of what they are doing. So let us start first of all with this quizzes platform. It will require you to log into the platform first, so that you can do from this portion. Currently, as I am already logged into the system, so if I log out of this, it will ask you to log in either with your Gmail account, or you can create a new account. That is an option with you. So once you have entered in this platform, it allow you to create different type of quizzes. There is a huge library that you can also access, such as here you can see people have already created a variety of quizzes that you can access, and you can share them directly with your students, or you can create your own quiz, or the third option is you can just pick some questions from already existing quizzes. You can merge them with your questions, and then your entire new quiz will be ready that you can share with the students. So starting with the first, possibly you want to create a new quiz. So we just need to click on this create button available on the left side. So clicking on this create, there are two options. Either you can create a quiz or you can create a lesson. Since we are going to talk about evaluation tools, so I'm not going to the lesson part. We are going to deal with the quiz right here because that will help you to assess your student performance. So there are multiple options that you will find because there are limited options available with the free version of these quizzes. So here you can see that some of these have some yellow marker on the top. The ones with yellow marker on the top are for the subscription version, but the free version is also having enough set of options, such as you can have multiple choice questions, you can have fill in the blanks, you can have draw type questions or open ended question, you can create polls or slides. These are available for the free access. So let us start creating a multiple choice question, for example. And for this, you just have to click on this multiple choice option and it will open this particular platform. So let me pick the set of questions that we have already in our list. Uh, a random question I am picking up from the first. This is the window that it will open for you to create a multiple choice question. So I have entered a question over here. The answers we have to put in this particular area. So I'm putting over here answers like operating system or MS Office. Quick answers I have created over here. Next thing is that because this platform allows you to do real-time assessment of the students, so you can mark the right answers at your platform while creating the quiz. And when students will start performing it, you will get the answers side by side. So I have created the right answer. Here you will find the tick mark on the top of the option. For the right one, I have clicked it here and it says that the first option is right. So this is the first question we have created. I want to hit to save button now because first question I have to save. So you can see that in my quiz, now the first question has been entered and it says that first one is right. On the teacher's platform, I am seeing this since I am creating the quiz right now. Now, if you want to add another question, you can click on this new question option and it will again give you options to create a different type of questions. So maybe it is a fill in the blank question. So we are just opening it and there are different options you can put or there is answer option you can have. So let us see. We enter this question right here and the right answer for this we want to enter is CPU, or if there is an alternative answer that you can enter like the complete name, if we want to enter like central processing unit, so that is also correct. So as this is a fill in the blank question, so students will be allowed to type their answer. So either they can type CPU or they can type central processing unit. So both alternatives we have given to them. And then we can save our this second question also. So now you can see that here we have the question, the answer, and then the alternative below. On the teacher's platform, we are saying this. Other than this, what you can do is you can change the timing for that you want to allow students to attempt this particular question. So from here, they can adjust the time. The teachers will be setting up this time depending upon how much time is allowed per question. Similarly, the points that you want to assign per question. So maybe if there is a bigger question, you can put like 2 marks, 3 marks, or for some simple questions, you can put 1 marks. So currently we are putting it on with only 1 marks. For the second one, for each question, you can adjust the marking so that it becomes a graded quiz and students can see their scores side by side with this. Let us add one more question. So we will have a quiz with 3 questions, not more than that. So I'm adding one more multiple choice question, like for example, I'm picking up one from here. So these are the answers. I'm just copying and putting inside this. You can have your own set of questions while creating this. So these are four answers that I have added, and then I have to click on the right one. So this one I have added, and then the save button is ready. So we have to hit on the save option. So these are the three questions I have manually added into this. Now, for example, you want to add few more questions into this quiz, but do not want to create them yourself. So what you can do is you can find some questions from already existing quizzes in this library. What you have to do is just click on this. Which portion? In this search window, just click on this empty portion where you generally enter what type of quizzes you want to search. So as soon as you click on this, a new pop-up will be available on your screen. Since I have run a search already on computers, you can have it on any topic. Like you can have it on maths. So accordingly, it will show all the quizzes from math section. You can have it for science. These are some basic topics that we can have. Or one can even find questions related to some programming languages like Python. There are a lot of questions over here. Or maybe if you are from the engineering background, you may like questions on maybe electrical. So you can click on this. There are so many questions on electrical circuits as well, because this is a huge library where you can find several options for student evaluation. There is a huge set of quizzes. Now in this selection, for example, let us, because we are creating a quiz on computers option, so I'm opening that one over here. So you can filter these quizzes like for which class you want to create. Like I have to select university over here, or some professional exam you want to conduct for students. For that, you can make this selection, or the subject type. From here also you can choose, but as we have entered that already as computers, so these are the questions available right now. Now, the next thing here you have to notice is that in these libraries, not all of these are accessible to the free users. The ones that have this super written on them, they will be available to only subscription version logins. For the free version, we have few options. Although there are plenty of options still, even if you are working on the free version of this software. So just click on this and it will open the entire set of questions available in this particular quiz. It says that there are 11 questions available in this particular quiz. So these 11 questions are available over here. You can click on any of these from the library and it will show all the available questions. The next thing, since we have to add any of these questions into our library, so accordingly you can choose the questions. Or if you want to add this entire quiz to your quiz, three questions you have already added, and maybe now all these 11 questions you want to add to that your quiz, so you can just click on this add all 11 questions, or you can click on this add one question, depending upon which one of these you want to add. So let us choose any random questions out of this. Maybe this one I want to add, or maybe this one I want to add. So I just have to click on the add question option available on that particular question. So as or and you can click it from multiple libraries also. You can put your questions from any of the libraries. Like I have added it from here, and then I'm going to some other category, like maybe from this one, and from here I want to add some questions, like this one I have added. So now you will see that we have added this much questions to our this quiz. Instantly you have added 7 questions to your quiz. three we have already created, and four we have made selection from the existing quizzes. So it says that total 7 points for seven graded questions you have added over here, and we can adjust the points as I have already shown to you. So these are, maybe now our quiz is ready. For example, we are ready to share this quiz with the students. So first we can have a preview of this before sending to the students. So let us check how it may appear. So this is how this particular quiz may appear to the students, because we have added these multiple choice questions. So they will appear like this to the student. Now, as we have seen that the quiz is perfect and we need not to make any changes to this, so we can save it. We are giving it a name like test quiz over here, and anything that you want to adjust like class, grade, anything that you want to do, you can mark that, and then you can hit on continue. So this is the window now you will see on your screen with your test quiz, from where you can start it in paper mode. You can give the prints to the students as required, or they can scan it from your screen and then start attempting it, and they can show you answers. You can assign them it as a homework so that they can attempt it later when they are at home, or you can start a live quiz. So let us see if you start a live quiz with them, because other options will also work similarly. So let us try one based on the time that we have in hand. So click on this start live quiz, and there are two different options. See, this platform is giving you plenty of options to create complete evaluation of students as per your choice. So if you click on this classic option, you will see that it is written student progress at their own pace, and you see a leaderboard on with live results. And if we talk about instructor paced, the teacher can control pace for everyone so that all students get time to advance with the quiz. So what it says basically, in instructor paced, for example, you have 20 or 25 students in the classroom and you want to start live quiz with them by the end of your lecture, there may be chances that some of the students are very fast in attempting and few others are not able to attempt it very fast. So you want to give them a balanced time. So in that case, you would run this quiz with instructor paced option, so that whenever you change question from 1 to 2, then only all students will be able to access the second question. So as per your changes on the screen, the students will be able to see the next question. But in the classic version, we allow students to attempt the quiz at their pace. So as soon as they keep on attempting, they will get the new question on their screen. So both of these you can try. For now, we are, let us say, start with the classic option and then continue with our quiz. So you will see that it will give you an option to share with the students. These are the options to share your quiz with the student. First, we have either they can go to this join my quiz option directly, they can use this join code, or you can show them a QR code. So even if this QR code I have selected, even if you scan it from your mobile phone right now, you can start attempting this quiz. So anyone who is connected with the session, they can scan this with their mobile camera and they will enter the quiz directly that I have currently shared with you all. And as soon as I start the quiz on my end, all of you will be able to attempt it. The other option you can have is, for example, I'm just clicking on this, or I'm just copying this, and I can share it with, if you are connected maybe on the Google Meet, you can share it with the link as I have shared it in the messages. Or if you have a social media group with your students, you can use that one also. So we have, maybe I have just entered this link over here, and it is taking me to this platform. Let us see it side by side now, that how it may appear. So on the right side, I have opened student window, and on the left side, I have opened teacher window. So let us say a student want to attempt this, so they have to put their name and then start the quiz. On the teacher side, we need to start the quiz. So start the quiz on both sides. Now you can see on teacher's window and as well as on the student window. Here, since only one student has logged in right now, so you can see that they will the teachers will be able to see the progress of each student side by side. And on the student window, they will get the question. So, for example, the student started attempting it. Which of the following is the hardware? So they are clicking on this, and it says they are getting some points for each attempt. Here on the teacher side, we will see the progress side by side. So here you can see the score 600 for that particular student. If there are 10, 15, any number of students that are connected, the leaderboard will be updated for each one of them. So here we need to enter the output because this is a fill in the blank type of question. So we need to type the answer and then hit enter. So the second question has been attempted and you can see on the teacher's screen the score has been updated. These are some additional tricks quizzes added automatically to the system to power up your students to perform well. If we are not using this right now, it sends power to so the whatever the question, I'm just clicking on the random options over here. Accordingly, it will be updating the leaderboard for all the students. So I'm just clicking on the options since we have so many questions over here. So it may take some time to attempt. So I'm just attempting it randomly instead of wasting so much time to attempt to see just how the leaderboard may be updated for the as well as for the teachers. So it is also asking you to enter some redemption questions because this is some additional elements that quizzes may enter into your system. So this is the quiz has ended now, and on the both sides you can see that the scores has been updated. On the student window, they are able to see their own performance, that what rank they have achieved and how much questions they have answered correctly, how much time they have taken. So all those details are available over here. And similarly, on the teacher's side, teacher is available to see the review of questions. They can replay the exercise, the live quiz, they can start again, or they can see who is the winner of this particular quiz. So all these things they are able to see side by side for this entire exercise. This is how your quizzes platform will help you to understand performance, or you will be able to evaluate the abilities of the students on certain exercises, and you may also mark them as first, second, third, since only one student has attempted right now. So it is able to show answers for that only one student. But if you have entire class with you, the answers will be updated for each one of them and leaderboard will be updated. So if you want to assign them some marks in the assignment based on this, you can do that. One more tool we have with us is Mentimeter. So I will not explain this in much detail since we have limited time, just a few minutes left now. But yes, because it is almost same as the quizzes, so you can use it very easily. Once you have logged in into this Mentimeter option, it will ask you to go to my presentation option. There is an option. This tool again is available with some free version features and remaining are subscription based features. So you can just click on this Mentimeter option and you can start creating a new presentation. So let us see, it is a test quiz or test assessment, whatever you want to give it a name. So it will open a set of presentations for you where you can update your questions or anything that you want to put. So it says that it is a presentation, but it allows you to enter variety of things inside. So it is like multiple choice questions you can enter, open-ended question you can enter, question answers, word cloud, plenty of options are there. But with Mentimeter, as in quizzes, you can enter any number of questions and you can allow any number of participants to take part in your free version. In Mentimeter, you are allowed to enter limited number of questions, such as you can enter only two multiple choice questions in this. Similarly, you can have only 5 quiz type questions. So you can create a small quiz, like you have taken a class of the students, and by the end you want to evaluate their performance on that particular session. So you can present a set of 5 questions to them with this quiz, and they will be able to attempt it side by side. So let us see, we want to add a slide with quiz competition. So it will immediately add 2 slides. One is your question slide and other is your leatherboard slide. You can update your questions from here, the right side menu, like some random questions I'm adding over here. Like I'm adding some random options over here. ABC, just I have entered. You can have your answers as per the choice when you are creating your questions. So how much time you want to give to the students, if you want to keep the leatherboard. This leatherboard is same as we had in quizzes, and students were able to see their performance. So we can keep this leatherboard for the students, and accordingly you can add new questions. For that, you just have to go to new slide and then put your new question. It will again come with a leatherboard because that will be available to the students on the other side. You can put your answers, like again I have entered some random options over here that you can put as per your choice. The time to answer, everything you can adjust from here. And once I have just added 2 questions only to show you that how it may work. So let us see if we present it, how it may appear. There are multiple options: preview your presentation or open Menti mode. So we are just previewing our presentation right now. So it says that how your this particular presentation may appear to the students. So this is how it may start if you start with mobile phone or with a screen. So there will be a presenter code. This particular code students need to enter on their system when attempting this particular quiz. So this is how it may appear and how they may see the progress. So just we have seen the preview of the presentation and now we are ready to share it with them. So for that, we need to create this, hit on this share button, and it will ask you to share either a QR code or you can have a link. This link you can share in the Google Meet or any of the online meeting that you are using to connect with the students. Or if you are in a classroom itself, then you can open this QR code in front of them. They can scan it from their mobile phones and they can instantly start working on their quiz. So, for example, if they are beginning with a quiz, they need to enter a code inside. Like, in order to start with this, they need to log into menti.com. So, here they need to enter the code. On students' end, they have to work on menti.com. On the teacher's end, you have to work on mentimeter.com. When they open menti.com, they will be asked to enter the code. That code you can share with them with this screen, right? As I have already shown you, or they can use QR code or they can use the link directly. Multiple options are there to share with the students. So as soon as they have entered their code, they can enter this particular quiz to start attempting it. So it says the quiz is not yet open since I have not activated it right from here. So once I have shared it with the students from here, then we can start. We can begin with this quiz and they will be able to attempt it. So here all the details are listed, and from here we can allow them to start this particular quiz. So as soon as they will be able to see the screen, they can start attempting it. So here you can see that this was our first question on the student terminal, and they can start clicking on this. For each one of them, since I have not marked it right now, so accordingly they will be able to see the answers. Here you can mark the right answers, same as quizzes. Everything you can do, all the answers you can mark over here, and accordingly students will be able to attempt it. and they will be able to see the scores as well. So for example, once they are done it, you can see the results over here. So it, since we have not attempted yet with multiple students, so it says that it was attempted by one student only and there were only 5 slides, and who was the winner, everything you can see over here. So all those details will be available with leatherboards. So for progress, you will see that which student was ahead of others for each of these questions and how they have performed throughout the session. So this is how you can use these different evaluation tools. I just tried to explain you most important things with the limited time that we have, so we could not discuss it in more details with other tools. But yes, I tried to share with most relevant tools that we can have. And now the house is open for your queries, anything you want to ask regarding this entire session, or any feedbacks you want to give.